I want to ask you something. Have you ever posted something like this on social media? I knew he wasn't a good person. I told you this was going to go wrong. I had a bad feeling about it from the start. All said after the fact. But before anything actually happened, you didn't say a word. That's not intuition. That's hindsight bias. More accurately, that's your brain fooling you. You probably think adults are naturally rational. But the science tells us something a little less flattering. Your brain is not rational by default. Neuroscience has found that the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for emotional reactions, responds about 6 times faster than the prefrontal cortex. Which means before you've had time to think things through, you've already felt something, and your brain has another habit. It hates uncertainty. Not enough information. It fills in the blanks itself. Missing evidence. It invents a story, and then you mistake that story for reality. So no, being emotional is not your weakness. It's your factory setting. Rationality is the system you have to install manually. A lot of people misunderstand what it means to be rational. They think being rational means being cold, emotionless, like some kind of robot. That's not it. Rationality is not the absence of emotion. It's not letting emotion drag you around by the neck. For example, your boss criticizes you publicly and you feel hurt. That emotional reaction is normal. Rational people feel hurt too. The difference is, after the emotion hits, a rational person asks, does he actually have a point? Am I reacting to facts or to a wounded ego? Having emotions isn't the problem. Letting emotions make your decisions is. And there's another distinction most people never realize. I feel like he's targeting me, and he is targeting me are two completely different things. One is your subjective experience, the other is an objective fact. Treating what I feel as what is the root of most interpersonal conflict. Alright, theory is easy. But what do you do when emotions actually take over? There's a method that sounds almost stupidly simple, but it genuinely works. Whenever something triggers you emotionally, pause for 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds, and silently tell yourself, this is an emotional reaction, not a fact. Then do two things. First, separate the situation. What objectively happened, and what part is just my interpretation. Second, start with a normal explanation. What's the most ordinary possibility here? Think about the exceptional case later. For example, you text a friend, 3 hours pass, no reply, emotional reaction. Are they mad at me? Rational breakdown. What's the objective fact? They haven't replied. What's the normal explanation? They're busy, sleeping, their phone died, they didn't see the message. And the exceptional explanation. Maybe they are upset. Think about probabilities first. Exceptions second. Most of the time, things are not nearly as complicated as you imagine. You might say, I understand the logic, but I still can't do it. That's not just your problem, it's a human problem. Besides the amygdala we mentioned earlier, there are a few other reasons. Your brain is naturally lazy. Complex reasoning burns a lot of energy, so the brain prefers shortcuts, using feelings instead of careful thought. Emotions can also become addictive. Anger, anxiety, resentment, these emotions activate the brain's stimulation and reward systems, making people feel intensely alive. Some people unconsciously become attached to emotional chaos because calmness feels unfamiliar to them. And there is another thing, confirmation bias. Whatever you already believe, that's what you'll keep seeing. If you believe someone doesn't respect you, you'll interpret everything they do as disrespect. That's not objective observation, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And finally, there's something important I need to make clear. Rationality is not the enemy of emotion. All knowledge begins with sensory experience. You see with your eyes, you feel with your skin, you hear with your ears. Emotion and intuition are the raw materials. Reason is the processing plant. Rationality without emotion is hollow. A person who completely cuts themselves off from feeling cannot make humane or meaningful judgments, but emotion without rationality is blind. A person driven entirely by feelings will drown in emotional turbulence. Real maturity is learning how to let both work together. Use emotion to experience the world. Use reason to understand it. Rationality is a skill that can be trained. Starting today, give yourself four rules. If there isn't enough evidence, don't jump to conclusions. When emotions are running high, don't make decisions. Think about normal probabilities before exceptional possibilities. Learn the difference between I feel and it is. You don't have to master all of them at once. Start with just one. Because most people's problem isn't that they're not intelligent enough, it's that nobody ever taught them how to think. Maybe today changes that.